got it.
Do you want to do the official?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, interview with Up Grubb, take one.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're out here at the Iowa State Fair, and I have the blue ribbon apple pie winner, Gail, with us. So, blue ribbon, 4 times, 4th time's a charm. Is that what it is?
Charm, yes.
So, first of all, let's back up a little bit. How do you even enter a pie? Why would you want to enter a pie? I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the Iowa State Fair, right? Like, we celebrate our agriculture in the most urban areas. We celebrate our food, we celebrate our ag, we celebrate music, all this stuff. But the best part is the food, and the best thing in the food is the apple pie. Like, how did you even say, you know what, honey, I'm gonna put a pie in the fair?
Okay, so first, how do you do it? You do it by, back in May, you literally just look online and say, hey, this is something I'm interested in. Let's find a category of food that I'm passionate about.
How many categories?
There are a gazillion. There are so many.
Is that more than 1 million?
There's way more than 1 million. There's so many categories. There's so many different categories just for pie. It's wild, but that's why it's so easy to enter, because you can pick anything that you are interested in and fill out the paperwork, and then you just do it. You pay a small fee, and that is it. Then you get some stuff in the mail closer to the fair, and it tells you exactly what to do, how to label things, and then the day to bring it, and it tells you the day to bring it, what time, and what time the judging is. The coolest thing I thought was that when they judge you, you get your, like, they judge, you can watch them, they judge you, and then you are told right then and there if you won or not. So that's awesome. So you don't have to wait and find out and all that stuff. So
the pies are on their own. Like, they see the pies, they eat the pies, and you're not like, hi, I'm Gail.
No.
This is my apple pie.
You cannot sell yourself at all. No.
Nothing. It's just only about the pie.
Yes. Now, if you don't have a poker face, which I do not, and neither do my children, we were sitting right in the front row. Everybody was doing our pie, and my girls were whispering like, "That's Mommy's pie. They're gonna try it now," because they go down the line, and so it was funny. But and then second, did you ask me why I did it? Why pie?
Yeah. Why apple pie?
Why
like,
apple
out
pie?
of all of the, you could do cookies, you could do bread. Like, what's the?
So my family, like, I come from a long line of bakers, but my favorite thing to eat, like for my birthday growing up and stuff, I always wanted pie, not cake. I'm not a cake person.
Really?
No. And so it was always my favorite thing. So my grandma made my favorite pie, and my favorite anything is apple anything. Apple cobblers, pies, whatever. And so that's why apple pie. I wanted to win in the apple pie because it's my favorite. And so I've entered other pies, but this one was the most important to me.
And you were saying earlier, you don't change the pie. Like,
Right.
The recipe is a recipe, ride or die to the end.
Ride or die, for real, because...
For real?
For real, because I was told a couple different things. I was told that I had the best filling. Like, my first year, she's one of the judges in the comments, she said, you have the best filling.
Oh, so you do get feedback.
You do get feedback
Okay,
at
that's
the end
good.
of the fair. If you get a ribbon, they mail you your ribbon, or you can pick it up, and you also get all the judges' comments.
Okay, I like
so that's
that.
nice, because then you can make changes if you want to.
Yeah.
I knew that for me, no matter what they said, I was nervous going into it, but I thought no matter what they say, I'm going to keep the integrity of this recipe because it's the one that my family used forever.
Yeah.
So if they like it, they like it. If not, then that's fine. So I knew I didn't want to change my recipe, but the comments that I did get were not about that anyway, which I was thankful for. It was about, your pie does look really, really rustic, because I would just toss the fruit in, toss the crust on top, pinch it, and go. I never took a ton of time to make pretty designs or whatever. I just didn't, because we just put a little design in it, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I had to finesse that a little bit.
Got it.
And get the appeal of their eye, and then I was
home free.
Then it worked.
You were the blue ribbon.
Yes.
Is
so
it
exciting.
Winner, recipient? Like, do you have a preference?
I mean, I will accept either one.
All right. I almost feel like it's like a lottery ticket. Like, if you pick your numbers on your lottery, like, you have to stay with those, right?
Well,
like,
yeah.
what if you have like 5 numbers, you put those in there, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna change it, and then those numbers win. I mean, it's like your recipe, we're gonna ride this horse. I like that. I can appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you've baked for entire life.
Yes.
Do you bake with your kids?
I do bake with my kids.
Is there like a ritual? Like, do you guys, is there a lot of love? Like, they say that's the main ingredient.
Yes.
Right?
I do say that, yes.
So what is it like? Is it a thing at home? Like, do you guys make that pie together, or is it like everyone out of the kitchen.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
So so when I was growing up, everybody was always in the kitchen. I was always baking with my mom or watching her bake or whatever. She used to be very specific about how she would slice her apples though. And so I couldn't be part of that, but I could be a part of like doing the crust and whatever. So I would steal apple chips. I remember doing that, but I couldn't actually dice the apples. And in my kitchen, my girls can do whatever. I mean, they can do whatever they want. For the fair, I let them watch. But if we're just baking just to bake, they can do it all. I want them to be hands-on.
Question.
Yeah.
In the rules, does it have to be one person, or can multiple people help with the making of the pie?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know if I've read that anywhere in the rules. I'm assuming it has to be just one because that's all you ever see. In the kids stuff, I think it's different. But like in the bigger categories like pies, cakes, stuff like that, I think it's one person.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So what day was the pie contest?
So the apple pie contest was Tuesday.
And what day do you bake the pie?
Okay, so here's the thing. It's all about timing.
Right.
So, and again, I went with my favorite. So my favorite is warm apple pie.
Yeah. I mean, do people like cold apple pie?
Well, that's what I always say, but apparently they do. So that's fine. So since the competition was at 1, I was like, perfect. Baked it in the morning, first thing. It cooled just enough. My pie was warm. Now I've done that 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And both times, the judges, they always lift the pie up to look on the bottom, see if the crust is done. And mine, both times they lifted up and she felt the bottom and she was like, oh, this was made this morning. And they got all excited because they were going to eat it warm. And I'm like, yes, that's why I did that because I like it that way too. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So it comes in the tin. How much of the pie do they eat?
Well, that's the other thing. So they take about this much. For a regular competition with it when it can be any other kind of pie, from what I've seen, the smaller categories of pie, they take a little teeny tiny piece, and there's a judge and a writer, and so maybe her and maybe one other will taste it. For the bigger one, the apple pie one, 4 judges tasted it. So I think they took three or 4 little pieces out, but they're really little.
Got it. Are there other apple pie contests?
So there is a pie contest that's called, or a category, and it is called, let me think, it's called 2-crust pie, fruit other than named. So that, and it could be any fruit. Because Machine Shed Pie Day is Monday. Machine Shed, like Iowa Machine Shed Restaurant sponsors it. And they have a million categories. So all these pies are listed, but the one fruit that's not named is apple pie. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite. So again, I'm going to enter my apple pie. Last year, I think I did strawberry rhubarb. This year I did apple again. And when they opened it up, they're like, oh, she did apple. And they looked on the list and they're like, well, we don't name it. So it fits the category fruit other than named. So again, that's one of those like teeny tiny categories that you wouldn't think of.
So they don't have an apple pie category, but they have a fruit not named category.
Yep. So like I remember, I think the winner of that category did, she did like peach, apricot, blueberry.
How do you have a pie contest and not have apple pie as a category?
Well, that's because I don't know. But I think it's because we have such a big category the next day. It's because this is a big.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
a bigger
that makes
category.
sense.
So
yeah, that makes sense.
They break it down into different areas.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So what now? Like now I'm salivating, I'm hungry. I don't want to go to Appalicious or whatever it is here. I want an apple pie. How do I get an apple pie?
How do you get an apple pie?
How do I get a blue ribbon Gail apple pie?
Here's the thing, super exciting, funny you should ask. So I would make one for you.
All right.
And there might be I would make one for you so you could try it because you're taking the time.
But here's what I'm afraid is like I'm gonna have one and then my wife's gonna have one and then she's gonna want another. So then how do we get you know what I mean?
Then what happens?
Yeah, what happens? Yeah, what happens? What if somebody watching the video wants a pie?
So if somebody's watching the video and they want a pie, contact me.
How do we do that?
You can contact, let's see.
Are you on Instagram?
I'll do a quick sales pitch.
Yeah,
I'm not at anything. I could, but
Are you on the internet?
I get asked that all the time if I live under a rock. I'm on Facebook, Alex, capital N, Gail Marske.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna help you build an Instagram page.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, so that's like super easy.
And it could be just my blue ribbon pies?
Yeah, and by the time we post this video, you're gonna have an Instagram page that they can go
gosh.
to and just see the pie. It'll have your email. You'll be all set up.
I love it.
And then we'll just like figure out, and then everybody can comment on how much they like the apple pie.
I love it.
All right, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, you totally hooked me up. I love it. Thank you.
Well, this is not only like a podcast, it's like an entrepreneurial podcast.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
one turns into
going,
the other.
yeah. I mean, the fair is about celebrating the food and the Iowa economy, and now we're adding a new apple pie company. Now you got to come through.
Gosh, I gotta.
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna
pressure.
get my act together here.
Well, congrats on the apple pie.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Of course.
And this year is about fair favorites, and so hopefully everybody's going to get to try your apple pie,
So,
and it will be their favorite state fair food.
It would mean so much to me. Yes.
All right, you're the best. Thanks so much. High
Thank
fives.
you so much. This was way fun. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
absolutely.